Hey there, my name is Sasha Grumman and I am here to do a little cooking video for y'all. I am based in Houston, Texas, and my sister Amanda Grumman asked me to do a little video for you guys. So here I am, and let's get right into it. So cooking for me reminds me so much of my dad. Not only my dad, but also, my grandmother and my great-grandmother, and they're all passed now, but always cooking was such a big thing in our family. This recipe was inspired by my dad. When I moved back home from college, I moved back in and Amanda was living at home as well, and I was cooking all the time. I don't know, it was something that just kind of took over once I moved home, and it kept me busy, and I always gravitated towards it. My dad would say, just make a list and I'll go by the list. And there was one time I wanted to make paella, and I asked for saffron, and he goes, 20 bucks? 20 bucks for 3 little strands of something red that's gonna go in a dish one time? And I was like, it'll be worth it, don't worry. Made paella, which I don't even know how I made it back then, but he would always say restaurant quality. This is restaurant quality. And now that I'm a chef, and he saw me get into the industry and into my career as a line cook, and it's just really cool to know that during that time where I was not sure what I was going to do with my life after college, and he was just always so supportive of cooking, even though there was no push to go to culinary school or to do any of that right at the beginning. It was just trust in, make me a list, I will buy the list, and you're making dinner tonight. I said, okay. So I did that pretty often. I definitely attribute a lot of me getting into this career to my sister and my dad, and having that freedom at home to really cook. So I think about my dad all the time when I'm cooking. I mean, I think about my great-grandparents, my grandma, I think about them as well, and I'm just really excited to be at this place in my career, and I wish, of course, he was here to share it with me, but it is what it is, and now I'm gonna make something that he made for us all the time. So for our little TV magic, I have some pasta, some rigatoni that is already cooked, some sausage sweet Italian, because the spicy is like too spicy for me. Tagliasca olives pitted and halved, bell pepper just thinly sliced, 2 cloves of garlic, and then this sauce is like absolutely something that makes me think of Dad. When Amanda asked me to do this, I was like looking in the supermarket and I was like, man, what am I gonna do? And then I saw this and I was like, well, perfect. This is our dad's favorite sauce, Rouse. He loved it so much. It was always in the kitchen. And he always loved making sausage, pasta, olives, red bell peppers, and that was kind of like our go-to dinner that he would make for us. And it was always so delicious, and exactly what you needed. We all need carbs, right? We all crave carbs. So let's get to it, and I'll make sure you all have the recipe for sure. So first things first, I have about 1.5 tablespoons of olive oil in this pan right here, and then I have 2 cloves of garlic, peeled and a little smashed. So I don't dice it or anything because you can wind up burning garlic later. I really just like to flavor the oil. So these guys kind of sit in here, and then they toast off a little bit. You can also, red pepper wise, they have, any market you go to, they have the roasted red peppers in their juices, and those also work really, really well. I just had a red pepper that I wanted to use. Okay, so these guys are gonna toast off. Smells great already. My dog is gonna love this. She's gonna be waiting for something to fall on the floor. Cooking was always so important in my family. We always had dinner together, that was always such a important time for our family was coming together. And you know, sitting at the table, I don't even know what we talked about because I guess that was just so long ago that we had like family dinners like that. But you know, it was always such an important part of the day. You know, you come home, you're done with work, and you sit at the table, and we all have dinner together, and who knows what we talk about, but as long as we're all together, eating together, we're happy. All right, so these guys are getting a little toasty. Oil's a little smoky. It smells so delicious. Aspen is wagging her tail like a good girl. And then once these guys get a little toasty, I'm actually gonna take them out. This was a trick that I learned at Delfino, which was the first place that I worked at. And when I saw them flavoring the oil with the garlic and then removing it, I was like, mind blown. You're not gonna burn your garlic in whatever dish you're making. You're getting all the flavor already on the first step. All right, so those guys are gonna toast out. I'm gonna go ahead and add these red bell peppers in there, and we're gonna cook those down. And every time you add something new, you add some salt. Always season the new guys. They need flavor too. And that was something that I learned at my second job in San Francisco, which was every time something new goes in the pan, we season it. It needs to be seasoned. All right, so these guys are gonna cook down. I always have a red bell pepper in my house, like always. Always good in salads. You wanna make a stir fry, if you wanna make pasta, a wrap, like a sandwich, these guys go in everything. They're perfect. All right, so these are cooking down. They kind of also flavor the oil as well. They add like a little bit of color, which I love. These guys are cooking down. Cool, cool, cool. It's pretty great at this point, you know, it'll be 7 years, October 13th. And, you know, it's finally at a point where I can talk about him and not like completely lose my mind and break down, and instead like making something like this is a happy memory, which is really nice. And I love sharing that part of like growth after grief, because you know, the grief process is really long. You know, I had my dad for most of my life, so of course you're gonna grieve for a long time, but making something like this now, it's like in some weird world, I think he's watching and like paying attention, and he shows up in funny ways, like Rouse tomato sauce on the shelf when I didn't know what to do for this. And I love, like, it's this way of connecting with him that, you know, I think he's out there and he's, you know, part of my life still, and this is a fun way to remember him. All right, so these guys are a little soft, and then we have a whole bunch of sweet Italian sausage, and that guy's gonna go right in. You're gonna kind of smash her down. And these I just get from the deli, and they're sweet Italian sausage, and they're always lovely and great. There's a ton of parsley in there, a ton of flavor, and it adds like a great amount of flavor to any pasta dish that you're making. You can use any pasta too. It doesn't have to be rigatoni. You can use, you know, you can use spaghetti, you can use little bow ties, or you can use macaroni. Like, this is a sauce that can go really with anything. We're gonna turn up the heat a little bit. Aspen's excited again. I know, it smells good, right? And you just want to kind of break it up a little bit. I don't really like breaking it up too much because then it just looks like too ground. I like to have little chunks of sausage. When my dad was making it, he would just cook off the sausages and he would grill them outside, and he would grill the red peppers outside. He was a big grill master. Probably why I love live fire cooking. But yeah, he would grill those outside and then he'd cut them into chunks for the pasta. So I'm gonna kind of let the sausage cook in chunks and then break them up just a little bit, kind of like bite size. So we got like medium high heat here. Probably switch to spatula. Awesome. And this is so easy. Like, the leftovers are amazing. Really awesome dish. If even like me, like, there's no way I'm gonna eat a pound of pasta right now. So I'll probably eat this tomorrow and the next day, and it's really, really delicious for leftovers. And especially right now during quarantine, like, we're all cooking for ourselves anyways, and this is such an easy thing to do. You can get everything at the market. You don't have to go hunt and gather anything, you know, special. It's really simple, but like, the sausage gives it flavor right away. The tomato sauce, you don't have to make your own tomato sauce. Like, super, super easy. All right. And it's good to get like a little bit of color on here as well. Anything with a little caramel action is always delicious. I don't know if this pan's gonna fit everything, but we'll see. All right. It smells so good. And I'm gonna taste a little chunk of the sausage and make sure, you know, she's cooked and seasoned well. Delicious. Aspen, you get none of this. I'm so sorry. All right, so just lightly cooked all the way through. You don't wanna, I don't wanna like hammer this too much, like caramelize it too much, and then it gets a little tough. Like, I want it to be like nice and soft, little bits of sausage. All right, so now I'm gonna add my Tangiasca olives. You can use black olives, you can use green olives, you can use any olives that you have in the fridge that you haven't used in 3 years. You can use anything, just make sure they're pitted. So I pitted these with my hands and just pulled them apart. Super, super simple. Mix these guys in. And then I'm gonna go in with probably half of this tomato sauce. Three-quarters. We're gonna be full to the top with sauce and pasta. All right, so I cooked my pasta for the TV Magic like 93% of the way. It still has like the nice little ring showing that it's al dente in the middle, but it's almost there. So all you have to do is just finish it in the pasta sauce. I always like ground black pepper, fresh. I never buy pre-ground. It loses that like amazing punchy flavor from garlic or from black pepper. Probably like 12 turns. Okay, and like, we're almost there, y'all. And I say y'all like I'm from Texas. If you can't make yourself laugh, then what is life? All right. We're gonna put the pasta in here. Oh yeah. We're gonna save some of those noodles. Use a bigger pan next time. Cool. And then we're just gonna mix this up. Oh, Aspen snapped. One moment. I'm gonna do a little transfer to a bigger pot. There we go. Easy, easy. Awesome, perfect. I mean, this looks so awesome. I'm gonna add a little bit more sauce. Make sure it all gets heated up correctly, bring it all up. Let's just use the whole thing. Awesome. Whoa, this is bringing back some serious memories. So easy, like this was done less than 20 minutes, you know, cook the pasta, cook the sauce can sit while the pasta cooks, you know, you can do the sauce in one pan and then cook the pasta in the other one, and they all come together at the perfect time. But you know, these noodles, these rigatoni noodles are super strong, so they can handle the heat, they can sit for a minute, and they're still just as delicious. Oh my god, this looks so good. I'm so hungry. So is Aspen. It's almost time to eat for you. So a little trick. So I save pasta water. So I use a little bit of pasta water. It has the salt that we used in the cooking, and then it also has a little bit of like the gluten that comes from the pasta. So that's what really makes a sauce. So using a little bit of pasta water not only adds seasoning, but it also adds gluten, which makes your pasta sauce like that beautiful glossy that you see in restaurants. We use pasta water like crazy. It's our #1 used product when we're making pasta sauces at the restaurant, because it just has like such a beautiful shine that you will see. I love it. All right, so we're gonna cook this down for a second. Let the noodles really cook all the way through. Escape. Awesome. And always cleaning as we go. Aspen, are you excited? Because you're not getting any of this. All right, you guys, we are there. Gorgeous, perfect. Couldn't be happier with the result. So easy, anybody can do it. And then I'm just gonna plate some and show you guys how we finish this. So easy. So saucy, Rouse is so delicious, and it's already like seasoned perfectly. The little red peppers are a little soft, but like still have some texture. And then the olives, I add olives in everything. They add a punch of salt, a punch of, you know, texture. Really an important thing to have in your pantry. So, here we are. I'm gonna clean her up a little bit. Awesome. So we have our pasta nice and glossy from a little extra virgin olive oil from the beginning that seasoned everything. I pour a little bit more extra virgin olive oil on top. Adds a really strong, nice, like intense flavor. And then a little bit of Parmesan. I always have some Parmigiano Reggiano, a little block in my fridge. I find I use it on, you know, eggs, pasta, all different kinds of things all the time. Aspen is so excited. All right, and there she is. Pasta, sausage, red peppers, Taggiasca olives, lots of garlic in the beginning, and then finish with parm, and you're gonna have a happy family, and you're gonna be happy, and your dog's gonna be happy. And you know, I've actually never made this at home before, and it's pretty special. So thanks for watching along, and I'm really excited for you guys to get in the kitchen and make it yourself. And make sure you tag me on Instagram or Facebook, and you can get my handles and everything from Amanda. But, you know, thanks so much guys for watching, and I hope you have a great day.